Okay, today we're gonna finish section 3.2, and it is all about, or continues to be about functions. Okay, so last week we did that vertical line test, or we could write down the domain and range, and we could look at it and say whether yes or no, that it's a function. And so depending on, and we talked about even a vending machine, right? So we could put quarters in a vending machine, and that was the input. And we would get an output, which would be a water or snack or whatever. Okay, but do all vending machines cost the same amount? No. Okay, and it could even be for the same exact thing, but one vending machine might charge $1 for a candy bar next to it, and another vending machine might charge $1.50. Okay, and so you can do that same thing mathematically, which is what we're going to do today. Now, it looks very confusing. And a lot of kids are like, I don't understand. Okay, it's really no different than a regular function or something that you would solve for x. Okay, so and the way that I always like to explain it is f of x is the same thing as saying y. Okay, so we have f of x equals, that's the same thing as having y equals. Okay, there really is no difference there. So this is how we read this, and you need to look while I'm pointing. We have f. And then it goes to the parentheses, and we say of, and then we say x because there's an x there. You could have f of n. Okay? We could have f of 2. Okay? So that's how we read those. And so when we change this out, and number one, you're really going to see where the difference is. Okay? So they want to know f of x. When we got negative 4x plus 2, they want you to find f of 1. So they want you to find that value of that function. When my x is 1, what is that value? Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Everywhere that there's an x, we're putting in a 1 there. Okay, so it should look like this. F of 1 equals negative 4. Now, when you approach that x on the equation part, you need to use the full parenthesis and everything. So we're going to say 1 plus 2. Okay, now, here's where the calculators are very nice, because you can type in this full part on your calculator. Okay, so type in negative 4, parenthesis, 1, close the parenthesis, plus 2. Negative 2, somebody else agree? Yeah. Negative 2. Okay, now let's talk about how to write an acceptable answer. We cannot say negative 2. Okay? Your answer needs to look like this. F of 1 equals negative 2. Okay, and the reason I'm going to show you why, so this is our answer. Now, and don't write this part down. If our thing was 0, okay, then this would be a 0, and this would be a 0. Well, negative 4 times 0 is 0 plus 2, okay? So at f of 0, it is a positive 2, okay? So only when we plug in 1, are we going to get a negative 2 for an answer. That's the only option, okay? Only when I plug in 0, I'm going to get 2 for an answer. So this is very, very important, okay? I put in $1, and this is what I got in result, whatever snack that may be. I put in $0, and this is that result of whatever snack may be, okay? This is going to be our input, and this is our output, okay? Or our domain, and that's our range, okay? But it's not really domain and range because a long drawn-out story. But, all right, so let's look at number 3. What am I plugging in? F of what? 0. Okay, so right here there should be a 0, and right here we should put a 0. So f of 0 equals negative 3, parentheses 0, minus 4. And we're going to plug that in our calculator. Negative 4. Anybody else? Isabella get negative 4 too? Okay, so at f of 0, my answer is -4. If you just write me down -4, I promise you I'm going to mark it wrong. Okay, because it's not -4 for every number, it is only -4 for 0. That's the only one. Okay, if we look at 5, what are we plugging in everywhere? F of what? It says find f of 1. Okay, so everywhere that there is an x, I'm putting in a 1. So it should look like f of 1 equals negative, and boom, I have another x. So I'm going to say 1 plus 3. Okay, and what is -1 plus 3? 2. So f of 1 equals 2. Okay, 7. What am I plugging in? It says find f of what? -2. So we're saying f of -2 equals -3, and I have another x, so I'm going to put a -2 there. Okay, so what is -3 times -2? Or if you plug it in your calculator, what are you going to get? 6. Good. So at f of -2, my answer is 6. Okay, 9. What am I plugging in everywhere? Find f of what? 2. Everywhere there's an x, I'm going to be plugging in a 2, which is right here and right here. So I got f of 2 equals -4 times 2 minus 1. Okay, and again, you can type all that in a calculator. Put them in your pocket. Okay, and what is that? F of 2 is what? -9. Okay, so the front page is all those linear ones, meaning that, like, realistically on a picture, it's going to look like a straight line. Or on the equation part, the x has no number, or it has a 1. When I talk about a number, I'm saying an exponent. Okay, when we go to the back page, those are all going to be quadratics. And you see that baby 2 on there? But the process is still the same. Okay, so we have all this stuff, and they want us to find f of what? 8. Okay, so everywhere there's an x, which is right here and right here and right here, we're putting in an 8. So we got f of 8 equals 8 squared minus 10, 8 plus 24. Okay, so on your calculator, this is what you're going to type. Type in parenthesis 8, close parenthesis, and at the very top, maybe like second row, there's an x squared button. Okay, you're going to push that in order to get the squared. Okay, and then we're going to say minus 10, parenthesis, 8, close your parenthesis, plus 24. Okay, and all of you should be typing so that way I know you know how to do it. Okay, and what did you get for an answer? Okay, so see, like if yours gets stuck up there, you need to hit the over button, and then now it'll go back to normal. Now you can type in minus 10. Did you use this one? Is that why? Okay, so if you use that one, it just makes the 2 and it'll go straight back down. There you go. Okay? Okay, same thing. Okay, so I'm assuming you use this one. go straight down. If you use this one, it'll just go down for you. And then it's like 8 right there. You push that one to make it 82. There you go. Maybe it was looking like it wasn't. Okay. Okay. Did all you guys get it okay or not? Gibson?
Yeah, right.
So at f of 8, we get 8. Okay, 13. We're plugging in what? 2. Everywhere there's an x, we're plugging in 2. So you should have 1 and 2 of them. Okay, so f of 2 equals 2 squared minus 3. What'd you guys get? 1? Good. If you put down 1 for an answer, am I going to take it? No, you have to put f of 2 equals 1. Okay, 15. Everywhere there's an x, I'm plugging in a negative 2. Okay, so which is right here and right here. Okay, so we got f of negative 2 equals negative 2 squared plus 10 times negative 2 plus 19. Okay, and again, all of this can just get typed on the calculator. Negative 3?
I get 3.
3? 3?
9. That's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
I got 3.
Let me see. It should be 3. Yeah. So f of negative 2 equals 3. Maybe you forgot a parenthesis or a negative. Oh, that's what I'm gonna guess. Okay, 17. Everywhere we're going to be plugging in a negative 3. Okay, 17, be very careful about how you're copying and writing down. Okay, when we have extra negatives like this, it makes it a little bit more complex. So we got f of negative 3 equals negative, and then you're going to do your parentheses. Negative 3 squared minus 10 times negative 3 minus 25. Don't forget that very first negative or it's going to mess everything up. Gibson, what do you get?
Negative 4.
Negative 4.
Negative 4?
Yep.
Okay, even if people are still like typing, finish typing. That way you make sure you got the right thing. Okay. Last one, 19. Everywhere there's an x, I'm plugging in a negative 2. So we got f of negative 2 equals parenthesis negative 2 squared minus 1. 3? Okay, you guys got 10 to do, go through and get them done. Definitely the front